vaccine that has shown 100% protection in non-human primates when challenged with Ebola. So we know how to do this, and so this is the one virus that has stuck around and has been now declared a pandemic. We're using the same platform that we've used successfully in previous emerging diseases. So now our goal is to do in parallel two things. One is continue to show in increasingly mature animal models and ultimately in humans that the vaccine produces a safe immune response. And secondly, is to start the process of scaling up so we can have a crack at making enough doses for global distribution.
Okay, so please give us the details of this CEPI funding. We know that it could be up to $384 million, but they already given $4 million invested in March. But is this for milestones? If you make certain milestones, you get money, and if you don't, the money doesn't come your way?
No, I think this is different. So we all realized, and NovaVax realized this back in January, is that if we do what we always do, is once the gene sequence is known, we make a clone and start animal trials, and start repeating animal trials with more animals, and we get into humans and we wait for human data, we're going to wait 6 months. And so we can't run a pandemic program by waiting. Every month, as you know, as you see in the newspapers, a lot of people die, a lot more people get the disease. So you have to go and make a bet that you have to scale up the process. And so our intention is to make enough doses so that we can vaccinate, so that we'll have at the end of the year maybe as much as 100 million doses of this vaccine, and be able to have the capacity to make 1 billion doses next year. And so you have to do those two things in parallel. So what did CEPI do? CEPI agreed with us. They stepped in. They are very familiar with our technology platform, as is the Gates Foundation and others, and they recognize that nothing's 100%, but it has a high probability of being successful. And so they agreed with us and said, we will give you the money to go into large-scale manufacturing, to acquire large-scale plants, and the equipment that goes into those plants early is expensive, and to reserve space. So this money not only funds trials in phase 1 and phase 2 that we're going to be doing starting in May, but it also funds the acquisition of much larger capacity.
All right, now we had Robert Kramer on last week. He's the CEO of Emergent Biosolutions. Now, he was mentioning that the company is going to be a contract manufacturer for several companies, including NovaVax. What is your partnership relationship with them?
Well, so they are neighbors of ours, and we've known them for a long time. They have developed similar technologies. So we transfer our technology to them, and they have the ability to make what's called GMP material suitable to go into human trials. And so we started early on. You start at a very low scale, let's say 50 liters, and that's what we made. We've used to make our first GMP batches. In fact, right now, material from that first 50 liters has been purified and is in the release process and is being shipped to Australia for our first phase 1 clinical trial. And in the meantime, they're also scaling up to the 2,000 liter and ultimately to the 4,000 liter scale. So then you can make tens and hundreds of millions of doses a month at various plants. And we'll take that technology and acquire larger facilities and make a lot of doses. So they've been very instrumental in getting us from the 50 liter stage to the 2,000 liter stage.
Okay, so if I were your money manager, say, in the old days, which is what I did, I would say, look, both your company and you should take advantage of what could be over-enthusiasm, stock up 15 points today, raise some money for your company, and also be prudent and take some money off the table yourself. Will either of those options or both be considered by you, Doctor?
The first one is what's of concern to me right now, and we've done that. We've as we announced, we've raised $300 million in the past 60 or 90 days, and that will allow us to achieve the goals that I've just stated.
Okay, that's important because, again, I don't want people to come in and say, look, this is a done deal, in the sense that you're doing it, with primates, and if they necessarily have the same DNA as humans, so that we would think that it would be as safe and also as efficacious?
Yes, there's a lot of learning you can have, and as I say, we've got a lot of history. We know what we've done in mice translates into non-human primates, and what we do in non-human primates always translates into humans. What you want to do is measure antibody levels in general, and then you want to measure neutralizing antibodies. Higher levels of neutralizing antibodies are considered correlates of that the vaccine will be protective. And that's what we're doing right now. We're in baboon studies and looking to get very high levels of neutralizing antibodies.
All right. Well, look, we have to wish you the best of luck. It's really important for our entire nation that you come up with something. I don't want to put too much pressure on you. Obviously, the whole country's putting pressure on you. But I want to thank you for coming on Mad Money. That's Dr. Stanley Erck, CEO of NovaVax.